Well, my major at BMCC was liberal arts, and what brought me to BMCC is really just wanting to be back home, wanting to be back in New York. I was living in New Jersey. I had graduated Montclair High School. Kind of took a year off. I took a class here or there, but just felt like downtown was the place to be. And I just thought that Chambers Street and the World Trade Center and the World Financial Center was just the most wonderful place. And that's really what brought me down here. And BMCC was the closest to all of that at that time. The dance department at the time was headed by Alvin Ailey. And it was sort of his latter years. So I know that Barbara Solomon definitely came in and pinched hit for him and helped run that dance department. She did a great job. And I took ballet in the morning. I had modern dance after that and jazz, and it just kind of went on throughout the day. And then there was that break, and we would have that dance club. So it was all the sort of elite dancers of BMCC. And we toured throughout New York, actually, and really made an impact on a lot of places. The musical history on mezzo-soprano and how it applies to opera and opera singing is when you, let's say, you sing in a choir, you're in your church choir, they have different parts, and it's alto, tenor, usually boys with higher voices, and bass are usually the guys with lower voices. The altos are women with lower voices, and the sopranos are the women with higher voices. And sometimes you can mix and match a little bit if you have some specialty folks within your choir. A mezzo-soprano is a singer who has a voice that's higher than an alto level. So basically you go up to a certain amount of notes. You go up to a certain place, you have your middle C, and let's just say an alto goes from maybe here to probably here. Well, a mezzo-soprano would go here. It means that they're an alto, but they can hit soprano notes. Not all of these soprano notes, but they can hit what they call a middle C, which is always the note that everyone looks for, and they're on edge in the audience waiting. And so that's basically it. It's just the type of singer you are, and it kind of shows your range. So there are 8 octaves in a note range, and I would be able to sing between 5 and 6 octaves. I have been amateurly going at opera at this point, and I've been doing a lot of, it's hard to say whether it would be amateur parts or professional parts, because I do get paid for it. But have I sang at the Met? No, not yet. Have I sang at Carnegie Hall? No, not quite yet. I've performed mostly in Connecticut. At this point, I really have only been doing this for approximately, I think we can go to say 4 years now. And it was just kind of a luck of the draw. It just worked for me. I fit in, and whatever they gave me, I could sing it. So at this point, I'm really trying to get my experience to catch up with the talent. My ritual before I sing, right before I hit the stage, is that the day before actually it starts, and I decide that we've done as much rehearsal as we're going to do. I can drill, until the end of the night, but it doesn't matter. If I haven't rehearsed 3 months prior, you're going to get what you're going to get. So I basically take that day off. No rehearsing, not going to play any of the music. I don't want to hear about the show. Hopefully, if I can swing it, I get a massage. And I just relax. A relaxed voice is a good voice, and it's something that's going to give something true and real, as opposed to anything that's nervous. It will tighten up the throat muscles and the vocal cords, and therefore it's going to be forced. Everything will be forced, and so you don't want it to be forced. You just want it to relax and come out, just like you're talking. So I make sure I'm very relaxed, very relaxed. I have everything ready to go, 2 days prior, basically. So then the next day, when it's showtime, I quietly get my things on. I make sure I have enough sleep. I drink lots of water, because you want to keep all of this very wet. You want everything to happen smoothly. You don't want it to be dry. And then right before I get on stage, I would say probably an hour before, I'm very quiet. I'm just quiet. The funny part about BMCC, actually, it's funny. When I was at BMCC, I was definitely not one of the quiet students. And I did sing everywhere that I went. But I was not singing then. I was dancing. But I always did sing, and I loved the songs that we danced to. And so when we would get changed, in the restroom, get on the dance clothes on, I would be singing these songs like full out. But ironically, at that time, I was not singing professionally or otherwise. What I'm asked to sing live is really not any particular thing. I'm just asked to sing something. Someone is always saying, "Oh gosh, I just want to hear you, but just sing anything, just sing something." That's what I get most of the time. They always say, they go, "Can you sing something right now? Can you just do a little something? Just 2 lines, just 2 lines, And that's it. There's never any one thing. What made me move out of New York City from BMCC is that I ended up getting married, and I had children, and our family was growing, and New York was not. And so I looked for places, and I saw that there were options in New Haven, that although, Yale was there, there were other options in terms of schools there, and there are a lot of schools that have good music programs. So there was also Southern Connecticut, and we actually lived very close to Southern Connecticut. So the way I felt about it was just I wanted to be walking distance. And because I had such a big family, I was allowed actually at that time by the government to have full financial aid. And so I could take any course I wanted to. I miss New York all the time. It's still, I have to say, it's fairly crowded, but it's getting crowded in New Haven as well. And my favorite thing that I love about New York is the culture, is the opera that you can just get at your fingertips anytime, and the vast culture of performance art that is available to you, at a range of prices. It could be anywhere from $0 to $1,500 to $5,000. There's so many options to be involved and be a part of performance art and culture in New York. The advice that I would give a BMCC student that is looking into going into the performance art industry is to look to eat very little, live with a large number of people in a very small place, i.e. save your pennies, and really keep with your passion. Your passion is what's going to fuel you, and it's what's going to keep you going.
Okay, I'm going to do the Italian version of Susanna's aria from The Marriage of Figaro. Giunse a figli il momento che godrò senza affanno il braccialito mio. Chi mi ricorre uscire del mio petto a turcar non venite il mio diletto. Oh, come par che l'amoroso fuoco la menezzel de loco la terra el ci risponde.